Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Sharon Stills, and I'm glad to be here joining you from Women's Health Network. I'm one of their physician experts, and so I'm looking forward to spending a little bit of time with you today and in the future, sharing what I know about health, hopefully giving you some options that will increase your health and well-being and just growing and learning together. So before we get started, I'd just like to tell you briefly about me in case you're not familiar with me yet. I'm a naturopathic medical doctor. I've been in practice for over 15 years, and I'm the creator of RED. And RED is a program for women that is based on reinventing your health, exploring your happiness, and discover your RED life. And over at Women's Health Network, we've created some great products. One is the Red Revitalizer, which is a vitamin that helps you increase your energy, your immune system, balance hormones, and all sorts of good things. And the other that I'd like to focus more on today is my Red Deck of Wisdom cards, which gives you my philosophy of seeing patients for over 15 years. And basically what I've done in these cards is I know that I can't see everyone who wants to see me. There's just not enough hours in the day and time. So what I've done is I've taken my philosophy and put them into these great cards. It's a deck, open it up here, of 39 cards, and they're two-sided and a lot of fun. And it gives you my philosophy on what you can do to have better health, be happier in your life, and discover what you're here for, your purpose, and get on with your red life and actualize your gifts, what you have to offer to the world. And so these are things that you can do on your own that I have seen working with thousands of patients that can give you a great boost for your health that work no matter whether you're dealing with allergies or asthma or an autoimmune disease or even something like cancer. And so the card that we're going to talk about today is from the Reinvent portion, Reinvent Your Health, and it's a card about hydration. And if some of you have heard me talk about hydration before here, you'll just have to understand that we're doing it again because Facebook by mistake somehow deleted our video. And so I'm doing it again because I think this is such an important topic. It's one that's near and dear to me. It's one that I often say to the patients I do see that I sound like a broken record because whatever they're complaining about, one of the first things I always say, well, are you hydrated? Are you drinking enough water? And so I'm going to spend some time talking about it again today. So if you've heard me talk about this before, then hopefully you'll get another tidbit or just a reminder, because we can all, including myself, use reminders about the things that we know we need to do to keep ourselves healthy. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm looking forward to spending the next couple of minutes, 10 minutes or so with you, and hopefully give you some tips that you can just start using right away and will really make a big improvement in your health. And so why hydration? Why water? It's so important. Water is the basis of all life, including your beautiful body. And so did you know that 82% of our blood is made of water? 90% of our lungs are made of water. 76% of our brains are made of water. Even 25% of our bones are made of water. And so we need water to function. We can go about, I think, 3 weeks approximately without food. But after 3 days without water, most of us will die. There have been some recordings of people who can live maybe a week without water, but it's clear to see that we need water. And so many of us are familiar with the signs of dehydration, acute dehydration. We lose our tears, we stop urinating, our tongues get dry, we're not sweating, and this is a serious life-threatening condition, and we could be rushed to the hospital. We need to be rehydrated with IVs and fluids, and so I'm not here to really talk about that today. What I'm here to talk about is chronic dehydration, which, if I had to guess, probably the majority of you who are here listening and watching today are suffering from, because we just don't seem to take getting hydrated seriously. In this day and age where we are inundated with pharmaceuticals and medication and the magic bullet and the magic pill, and we see on TV, if you suffer from headaches, take this pharmaceutical, and we're just been trained to think that there's a pill to make everything go better. Even in my practice, where patients come to see me knowing that they don't want pharmaceuticals, they don't want to deal with side effects, and they want to get to the root of the problem, I often see patients still expecting me to give them a vitamin or an herb or a homeopathic remedy or something in a pill that's going to make them feel better. And trust me, I use a lot of those things in my practice. I take a lot of those things myself. Here is just sitting next to me, my baggie of pills. You can see all of them that I'm going to take when I'm done with this, when I'm getting ready to eat lunch. So I'm a big believer in supplementation. I think it helps greatly. But the truth is that we have to be hydrated. And that comes first. That is like a foundational thing. And so it sounds really simple, and everyone always says it, make sure you drink water. But sometimes the act of doing it is not as easy. And so in a little bit, I'm going to share some tips that hopefully will really inspire you and get you to take your water drinking seriously. And so hydration is so super important. It's controlled by the hypothalamus in our brain, the master regulator. And it communicates through different processes to the kidneys to tell the kidneys when there's too much fluids, when there's not enough fluids, to release, to regulate. And so the brain, which has a lot of important things to do, prioritizes hydration, and so should you. And so when I was first studying medicine, I came across this doctor named Dr. Batman. That's his nickname. He's got a long last name that I can't pronounce. But you could just Google Dr. Batman, your body's many cries for water. And he was in Iran, and he became a political prisoner. And so he had to be in prison, and he was a physician. And one of his cellmates, another prisoner, had a bleeding ulcer, and he had no medications at his disposal. So he gave him 2 glasses of water, and the pain started to subside. And so his prescription was drink 2 glasses of water every 3 hours, and the ulcer went away. And he started to do this with many of the prisoners there. As a matter of fact, he was able to get early release, and he chose to stay in prison an extra 4 months to complete his research. And he's written a book called Your Body's Many Cries for Water. And you can read in that book that so many disease processes, whether it be asthma or allergies or arthritis, that they really can be just an underlying chronic dehydration in the body. And so his studies were published in the Journal of Clinical Gastroenterology and the New York Times, but yet these things kind of just get looked over because everyone is pushing medication. So I'm here to really emphasize, and I hope that you walk away today realizing that a foundation of how you're going to create good health in your body is by getting properly hydrated. And so what does that mean? Well, rule of thumb is that you drink half your weight in water every day. And so let's say you're 100 pounds, that means you would drink 50 ounces of water every day. If you're 200 pounds, you would drink 100 ounces of water every day. And that's a really good place to start. And if you are not drinking that much, so let's just say you're 200 pounds and you're not drinking 100 ounces of water every day, perhaps you're only drinking 20. I'm not recommending that you now go tomorrow and start adding 80 ounces of water to your daily intake, because that will be really stressful to your body. So what you need to do is just gradually increase it. Today you're drinking 20 ounces, tomorrow you'll drink 28 ounces, a couple of days later you'll add 30 to make it up to 36 ounces, and so on until you reach your goal. Really important to do it gradually so the body can accommodate and get used to being hydrated. Let's see, what else? So that's the rule of thumb. Once you get there, what I really like and where I see where metabolic processes just thrive and are stimulated and your body really grows healthy is when you drink 3 liters a day. And so what does 3 liters a day look like? I'll show you right now. So here's my water bottles for the day, and you can see they're just empty juice bottles. It is really important, I'll bring this up now, that you drink out of glass, or you can drink out of stainless steel, but you want to make sure you are definitely not drinking out of plastic, especially if you're in a place where it's hot, because that heat is going to leach chemicals from the plastic and you're going to end up ingesting them. So you can do as I do, or you can be a little fancier, but I just go to the market, I find some juice that's on sale, I come home, I empty it out, I rinse out the bottle, and there are my water bottles. And so it's really, really important that you do measure and have your water situated for the day, because I can tell you that I started out as a non-hydrated, not thirsty person. Back when I was in naturopathic medical school in Phoenix, one of the hottest places in the country, everyone used to walk around with water bottles except for me, and my classmates would say, how could you not have a water bottle? And I just wasn't thirsty. So I can have empathy with those of you that are thinking, well, I'm just not thirsty. I don't know how I'm going to drink all this. So I look at my water drinking as a daily job, something I need to do, just like I have to go to work out every day, or I have to, whatever it is that I do, I have to get my 8 hours of sleep, these things that are what I do to take care of myself. And so when I'm done with these bottles at the end of the day, it's like party time, woohoo! I got my water done and now I can be finished. And I do recommend you try and finish your water at least 3 hours before you go to bed if you can, because you don't want to be getting up all night urinating. And so very important to measure out every day so you can visualize, because otherwise we all lead busy lives and you're just not going to know if you made your goal or how much water you did or didn't drink that day. And so it kind of gives you a way to pace. Sometimes by 11 o'clock in the morning, you know, I'm halfway done, and other days it's 2 o'clock and maybe I got distracted or I got busy or something happened and I forgot to drink, and then I can visually look and go, oop, I better get on it. I've got to get going here. And so please do that. It will help you to get hydrated. It will help you to stay on track so you can really see what you are drinking. If you don't like the taste of water, feel free to experiment. You can squeeze lemon, and actually one thing I do recommend is that you start your day with warm water, maybe 16 ounces. You can get in right away. Warm water, squeeze some lemon in it. It's a great way to start the day. It helps to detox you, helps to just cleanse you from your overnight fast. It can help encourage bowel movements, helps to alkalinize you. And so it's a great way to get started. And then if you don't like lemon, you can put lime, you can put other citrus, you can put cucumbers, you can put berries, you can use the water infusers, keep your water overnight in the fridge infusing. But I do want to tell you here, another really important tip is that you should not drink your water cold. Your water needs to be drank room temperature. This way the water will work with your body rather than against it. So I know some of you are going, I love cold water. I don't like it room temperature, but I just want to let you know that what cold water does is it freezes enzymes and fluid in your gut. And so now you can't digest your food as well, and that's going to create toxic buildup. In Ayurvedic, we call it ama, or toxins. And so your blood vessels are going to constrict. This toxic buildup is going to get stuck inside of you, and instead of draining out through your lymph, it's going to create congestion and toxicity. Also, when the water's too cold, it decreases your blood circulation. And so what happens is your organs are not getting the nutrients they need. And so you're going to have to train yourself to drink your water room temperature. Also really important that you don't drink with your meals. You can have a little bit because you have to swallow the pills if you're taking vitamins. But other than that, it's best to just eat and let the food digest without being diluted by water. So you want to drink your water half hour before a meal, which is a great thing to do. It also gets your body satiated and hydrated, and maybe then you're not eating as much because you're not mistaking hunger when you're really just thirsty. And so for those of you that are looking to maybe drop a couple of pounds, getting hydrated can help without even changing your diet or your exercise. Just by getting your body properly hydrated, you might not eat as much. So that's a bonus. Getting properly hydrated is also going to help with your skin. It's going to help with proper bowel movements. It's going to help with digestion. It's going to help with energy. It's going to help with focus and memory. And I could go on and on and on. And so when patients come to me and they complain about something that's going on, I really don't like to treat it until I know they're hydrated, because I want to get to the root of the problem. And if the root of the problem is you're not hydrated, then we need to get you hydrated. If you are constipated and we get you properly hydrated and maybe your bowel movements aren't optimal, then yes, then we can look at your thyroid and we can look at your magnesium status and we could look at fiber and so on and so forth. But what if you just got hydrated and now you have these lovely bowel movements 2 to 3 times a day? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to give your body what it needs? And some of you are probably thinking, oh, but when I drink a lot, then I have to go to the bathroom all day long. And we really should be urinating every 3 to 4 hours. Even if that's a drag, it's what we need to be doing. And when I was in India, I really was grateful. I thought, gosh, we complain about having to go to the bathroom all the time here, but at least we have these lovely bathrooms with these toilets that flush, and we can wash our hands, and we have soap and all these things, and we could even read a book while we're in there. We could do something, pull an inspirational card. And in India, it was just enough to find a clean space where I could squat and relieve myself. And so I really learned to start being grateful for what I have and not complaining so much. And so it's just going to the bathroom. It just takes a minute out of your day. It's not a real good excuse to not give your body what it needs and to get your body properly hydrated. As far as, let's see, what else you can do with your water. Another really good tip that I like to tell patients and all of you is to use Celtic sea salt. So Celtic sea salt gives you a full range of minerals, and it's really important that we mineralize our body. So a misconception is, oh, if I'm properly hydrated, then my urine will be clear. Your urine should actually look a little yellow, a light color yellow. If your urine is totally clear or very dark, then the very dark means you're very dehydrated. And if it's totally clear, it means you're probably not mineralizing and you're not even getting the benefit of the water. So Celtic sea salt is a great way to take care of that. I recommend 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon per liter of water. So that's a great thing you can start doing. Let me just see, there are a couple of questions here. Is coffee really bad for hydration? Lisa like to know. Yeah, I feel like coffee is definitely something that dehydrates you. And so I'm not going to talk, that'll take me way off topic. I'll have to save that for another talk. But if you're going to drink coffee, then you really, need to make sure you're drinking a little extra to balance out the dehydration that the coffee is causing in your body. And so, let's see, there's another question here. Is too much urination a sign that I am not absorbing water? It can be. And you need to look at the color of your urine, and you need to look at how much water you're taking in and how much you're urinating. I will tell you that when you first start hydrating, you're going to urinate a lot more because your body's like, wow, what's going on here? It's like in shock and surprised, and you will release it a lot. But as you get proper mineralization, you'll see you will urinate frequently, but not all the time. And if you are urinating like every hour, every 2 hours, it's probably a good idea to just go get a checkup from your physician and make sure everything's okay there. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, so as far as I don't have time, I don't want to go to the bathroom, I just kind of encourage you to really not be too busy to take care of yourself. If you're too busy to have time to go to the bathroom, then it's probably a good time to evaluate where you're spending your time and what you're doing. And I know I have some teachers who say they can't leave the classroom, and we always have to do creative problem solving. Can you get someone to come in and watch the kids for a minute, or do you have to drink your water at certain times so that you know that when you have to go to the bathroom, you're going to be able to? I know I game plan when I'm going to drink my water. If I'm going for a long car drive and I know there's not going to be anywhere to stop, I may wait till halfway there and then start drinking my water so I know when I arrive I can use the bathroom. So with anything else, with taking care of our health, we just have to plan ahead. Planning ahead really goes a long way. Do I have any recipes for a hydrating drink other than just salt? Well, cucumbers are a great hydrator, so I like to put cucumbers in my water. I like to put the salt in. Another thing that I'm a really big fan of is coconut water. So I drink a coconut water at least one, sometimes two, because I do a lot of hot yoga daily. And so coconut water is a great way to get hydrated. And so that's something you can definitely look into. Let's see, is there anything else important that I wanted to tell you? As far as hydrating, you can definitely use fruits and veggies. Asparagus are great, watermelon, cucumbers, as I said. And so all of these things are going to help contribute to staying hydrated. But I want you to have the mentality of I'm going to drink my plain water every day. And then if I do hydrating veggies or I do coconut water, I do some non-caffeine herbal tea, that's like icing on the cake. I want you to stop thinking about how can I cheat the system or beat the system, and how can I really be loving and kind to my body, and how can I get it hydrated? Because I'd like to put out a little challenge there. I challenge you to do this for 30 days, to really take it seriously, to make it a job, to drink the water for 30 days and let me know what changed in your life. Because I hate to use the word I guarantee, it's such a word, but I pretty much guarantee that you will find benefit. It may be better sleep, it may be better energy, it may be healthier skin, healthier hair, so many different things. I'd love to hear from you. I am really, really passionate about changing the world, helping women to be healthier, and I really, really believe that getting hydrated and staying hydrated every day is crucial to that mission. And so when you think about a plant, you water the plant. If you don't water your plant, it shrivels up and it dies. And so you would never not water your plant. And that's something we just think about all the time. We know plants need water. So I want you to think about yourself, maybe as a bouquet of roses, maybe as some beautiful tulips, but think of yourself as a flower and make sure that you are watering your flower, your plant, your body, yourself every day. Very, very important. If you think about the work of Dr. Emoto, who showed that water, the crystalline value of water, and that when you say nice things to the water molecules, they make these beautiful patterns. Think about that for yourself. When you're intaking water, think beautiful thoughts, think how you're healing your body, because your cells are going to respond. And so I want to leave you with a couple of things. One, I want you to really realize how serious this is. I can tell you from years of experience that when I give treatment plans to patients, they take very seriously, you need to take this vitamin, you need to take this hormone, and so forth. But they don't always take seriously, you need to hydrate. And so I write it on my prescription pad. You need to drink water. It is a prescription. It is the most important prescription. I want you to really take it seriously. And so try the challenge, try 30 days. Let me know how it goes for you. If you feel inspired, share this please with your friends and family on your pages so they too can get hydrated, and let's all get healthy together. And to that, I say cheers, and I'll see you next week.